morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to have a look at Wild Force and Cyber Judge, and we need to look at some new secret rares that haven't been revealed before, and we need to look at the pull rates. And we always do this for every set that comes out, but a lot of the time the pull rates for Japanese sets tend to be a bit similar. But it's particularly relevant this time round because of the introduction of A-Specs. And we need to figure out what the pull rates are for A-Specs, because that's actually pretty important, because we need to know what the deal is. Remember, in Wild Force and Cyber Judge, each of those sets has 3 A-Specs in. There is, for us, also Master Ball, but that's coming in those Koraidon and Miraidon decks. It's not in Wild Force and Cyber Judge. So if you buy a box of Wild Force and Cyber Judge, there are 3 A-Specs that are available. Sound like a plan? Excellent. And they've opened the box of each, and we're going to combine these into one video. We're not going to look at them separately. And what happened was that in their box of Wild Force, they got themselves Drum of Awakening. This is the lovely A-Spec that lets you draw a card for each of your wild Pokemon in play. It is a potential draw 6. And I've talked about Prime Catcher and how that's kind of broken and everyone's just going to play Prime Catcher. But I'm not joking when I say I could genuinely see Drum of Awakening seeing play in wild decks. And I'm going to be playing wild decks. I've made it pretty clear. I am definitely going to be playing around with this in wild decks. I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but I absolutely am saying that it is something I am going to be testing pretty heavily because it looks genuinely brilliant. And then in Cyber Judge, they got Hero's Cape, which is a cool card. Gives you an extra 100 HP. It's alright. It's fine. It's quite nice. It's a decent card. I don't know how much play it's going to see, but you know there are going to be some decks out there that really want that extra 100 HP, because it will really screw up the math for their opponent. It's going to keep their Pokemon in play a bit longer than they otherwise would, etc. And actually, yeah. But here's the deal. They opened one box of each, and they got one A-Spec in each box. That seems pretty gosh darn telling to me. But I did promise you some new secret rares, so let's have a chat about some new secret rares. And we've actually got a new special illustration rare. In one of their boxes, they got a special illustration rare. They got Salvatore, special illustration rare. Now, a bit sadly, the look we've got of here is not perfect. I'm sorry. They did a box opening. I am giving you the best I can do, but this is awesome. This makes me very, very happy indeed, because it's another brilliant special illustration rare. So yeah, it's kind of cool. If any of you have forgotten what Salvatore does, it lets you search your deck for a card that doesn't have an ability, that evolves from one of your Pokemon, and put it onto that Pokemon to evolve it. You can use this card on a Pokemon that was put into play this turn, or during setup. So it basically just lets you evolve. But crucially, it lets you evolve during times you wouldn't generally be able to evolve. And I don't actually think we've had a chance to get to this card yet. So, as our first look at this card, yeah, this one's really very, very good. This is the kind of one that people are going to be loving and going to be playing around with. You know there are some stage 1 decks that are going to break this. But you got Salvatore kind of leaving with Raichu, but you got the house there set up with all kinds of goodies. Lots and lots and lots of Pokemon Easter eggs hidden in this artwork. I cannot wait to see a super clear scan of this so I can really dig through and see all of the little Easter eggs and references, because there are a bunch there and this makes me happy. Now over in Wild Force, they went and pulled Full Art Gouging Fire, which is cool. It's a little bit sad for me, because just as someone who wants to see a bunch of new cool cards, it's a full art. And I like the full arts. I think the full arts look good. I've got a little collection of full arts going on. It's not complete. Maybe one day I'll try and complete the Scarlet and Violet full arts. The Pokemon generally aren't that expensive, and I do quite like them. But we all knew roughly what the full art of Gouging Fire was going to look like. because we know what the full arts look like and we know what Gouging Fire looks like. And it's not to say it's identical and we could have drawn it ourselves or any of that, but the new special illustration rares are generally a bit more unexpected, shall we say. So I'm a tiny bit sad about that, but it's still a cool card and we got to see it. Now, in terms of artwork rares, weirdly, in both boxes, one new artwork rare was pulled. Over in Wild Force, they went and got a Mudsdale. It's a Mudsdale kicking, I want to say, hay onto the cart. And there's there's a little Mudbray there as well, kind of joining in. But you do get the feeling, looking at the artwork, that maybe Mudbray is not doing as much work there as Mudsdale is. Not sure that's controversial. Now, it's another card we've actually not had a chance to look at here. We've got free energy, 140 plus 40 to itself. No good. But we do have single energy, attach one basic fighting from your discard pile to each of your bench Pokemon. So there is an argument here that this is kind of a nice card. It's got 150 HP, maybe it can tank a hit, but potentially getting 5 energy on the board. There are going to be games where it is like legitimately worth giving up a prize, putting this out, so that you can then accelerate 5 energy onto the board. So, yeah. Like, it's not a great, phenomenal card. I'm not pretending it is. But I am saying that potentially accelerating 5 energy, if you can tank a hit, brilliant. Even if you can't, might still be worth it. Now, we also have a Meltan here. There's a new Meltan. And the Meltan isn't good, right? 2 energy, 50 damage. No one's getting excited about Meltan from a playability standpoint. But look at the lovely illustration rare. It's beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. It makes me very happy indeed. It's kind of, well, seems like it's in a bit of a forge or a workshop of some description, and there's a bunch of them, and one of them's jumping really high into the light. It's stunning. I love this Meltan. Very cool card, very lovely artwork, makes me very happy. So yeah, I promised you some new secret rares, and I have delivered. I've shown you the full art Gouging Fire, special illustration rare Salvatore, illustration rare Meltan, and illustration rare Mudsdale. They're cool, right? Yes, is the answer. Yes, they are. So what have we got in terms of pull rates then? Well, essentially, if we take Wild Force first of all, because I'm on Team Ancient, what they've done, and I love this, is they've basically gone, why don't we give the same pull rates as before, but just put an A Spec in every box? So you can see there that we still have the one, well, it's basically full art or above. It could be a full art, could be a special illustration rare, could be a gold card. It's basically full art or better. In this case, it's Gouging Fire. So you still get one of those, which is awesome. You still get free illustration rares. This has been the standard. So you can see there we got Fluttermane. We'd seen that one before. Chinchino that we'd seen before. Mudsdale that was new. So you still see those free illustration rares in addition to the regular secret rare, which is genuinely awesome. This makes me very, very happy indeed. And generally speaking, in every set, we tend to get 12 illustration rares. That gives you 1/4 of the illustration rares. 3 out of 12, 1/4, nice and simple. And they don't tend to be terribly expensive. I collect the artwork rares, the illustration rares. It's actually not that difficult to do. There are the odd ones that get a bit silly, but mostly they're quite good. You then get 4 of the 6 EXs in the set. And incidentally, we know there are 6 EXs per set here. It's been the standard for a while, but also like we have the full set list here. So you get 4 of the 6 EXs. Yes, there are going to be 2 that you don't get. That's a little bit sad. But generally speaking, the EXs tend to be extremely cheap. We're talking like a pound, so you're going to be all right. So overall then, we see ourselves with 4 of the 6 EXs, 3 of the 12 artwork rares, 1 A Spec, and 1 full art or above. A secret rare, a proper secret rare. Nice. If we go and have a look at Cyberjudge, we see the same basic thing here. So what we've got is 4 of the 6 EXs, and 3 of the 12 illustration rares, one proper secret rare, a full art or above, and an ace spec. And frankly, this is kind of brilliant. Like, from one box over in Japan, that is a lot of cool stuff. You get your ace spec, your free artwork rares, your 4 EXs, and your one kind of big hit in the box. And generally speaking, these are pretty set. I've had boxes in Japan with a second proper secret rare, full art or above. I've had boxes in Japan with 5 EXs. I've had each of those a couple of times. Generally speaking, these tend to be quite set. And frankly, I am absolutely loving it. Boxes in Japan are awesome. And now they've just added an ace spec to every box without removing any hits. And I just think that's brilliant. Right, that's what you need to know, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me if you like collecting Japanese cards, if you ever pick up Japanese boxes. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. And of course, get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Austin Montville, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.